Seaside. So the orbs are all over. We're checking out all the beaches. And this living light is like everywhere. Oh. I don't even remember where I was. But I missed it. I saw that there was another orb. Right there. Just pops in. Wait, where are you? That's pretty cool. Ooh. Ooh. It's interesting. It's like Blu-ray type stuff. Ooh, pretty. Fair enough. How you guys doing? It's so beautiful the way it's blue. I love it. Right? Like go kayaking into that fog. All right, you guys, you're where'd you go? No thanks. Well, I did actually, but I was with a group of people, so the morning fog wasn't so scary. But if I wouldn't go out there by myself in the fog on the ocean in a little kayak. That's beautiful. Super beautiful. Just the color, it's just so pastel. I love it. A little pink something or other. Just lovely. So beautiful. Because they don't have arms, so they got to hold everything in their mouth. Hello, how are you? Oh my god, it's super beautiful. Whoa. Yeah. My god, is that something else? I love just the hues of gray and white and blue and just so beautiful. What's this character doing? Fair enough. Ooh. Interesting. Fascinating. Like they're little vacuum cleaner type buggies that like search over the land and vacuum things or something. That's what it feels like. I actually have seen when I first engaged with the sky intelligence, I guess you could call it. That's what I call it. There was a night when it's just so crazy the way that the energies, it's all I could call it. It's definitely conscious. That's for certain. I'm certain that there is a conscious intelligence associated with the living light. And it looked like there was like, well, anyway, I don't want to describe that. I'll keep that to myself. I don't want to back that one up right now. I don't want to get into that discussion right now. It's better to talk about those things when I've got the photographs right in front of me. Yeah. Ooh. Hello, how's everything going? Dina Murphy and Agent, what is this? Rifts, Agent Rifts, huh? Like what you would call a dispute between two people? That kind of agent? Agent Rift? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Well, for the record, I don't have any rifts with anybody that I've caused, but there's a whole lot of reason why my whole entire family, 100% of them, have been committing absolute heist, which involves the kidnapping of my daughter. It involves a total life knockdown campaign that's been going on for, my daughter was kidnapped just about 9 years ago, October 25th, 2016. My sister She's the one that's got the executrix of my mother, who's got her hands in some dirty something or others that will be uncovered. She's the one that seems to know where my daughter's located. So if you have any questions, Agent Rift, you should contact me instead of play games. My whole family's tied to the entire network. The entire network of the system at large. The attorneys, the trust people, the research institutions, the military. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why this world has no respectability. Because this world is ran by people that like themselves hiding in the secret areas where they do genetic research on behavior, but they don't even talk to the person. They just have some citizen scientist do observations and input it into their system. And that's absolutely foul because they got it wrong. I already found my genetic information in the system. They're reading the information wrong. Well, how would they know? They don't ever ask the person any questions. It's because they don't care. They're behaviorally profiling us because they're trying to behaviorally modify us, and that's that loss of function, gain of function. We're not talking about just dudes playing, ladies and gentlemen playing in a petri dish. No, genetic science, guys, is behavioral modification. That's what it is. They're talking about your genes, your qualities, your traits. They're pretending that they're looking at things underneath the microscope, but they're not. This is behavioral profiling. Don't you know? Of course you don't. They don't want to tell us anything. They act it's just regular science in a petri dish and a microscope. It's not. No, it's not whatsoever. They also lied about reproduction. They also lied about God. They forged the Bible to say father and son when it says mother and daughter. I can go on. This world is a big fat fraud. And it's ran by paranoid cowards that don't ever get the good information. They simply waste all their time and energy in gathering bad data. So what good are they doing? They're not. They're just trying to destroy the world and while away their time until I guess what? They have to go balls to the wall? That's what's going on. They don't think, they don't listen to reason. They simply are male-dominant, campaign-striving addicts of power. And they'll do anything to try to keep it, even though it's insane. Even though they're faced with God, even though they pretend they believe in God, they don't. They simply want what they want because they want it. And that's childish and immature. That's how you know God didn't create a man and out of his rib popped a woman. God created a woman. She births a child, and that's a boy. Ooh, I love it so much. It's a hyperinflection. Or it's a drop of water. It's a drop of water, but I like it when it looks like it's a hyperinflection. Oh, it's actually doing some interesting things. Dear God. This is what I can't stand. I just gotta tell you, my God. Yeah. Just that whoever it is that's fucking around with my computer system. So then I can't use my system the way that I'm supposed to be able to. Yeah, it's pretty messed up when you have to uncover on your own that you've been chipped, monitored, and surveilled all your life. No wonder the world's such a paranoid coward about conspiracy theories. It's because they know that they're all true. I think this world is an absolute embarrassment. I'm looking forward to Atlas and the rest of the family showing up because they're here to make sure that Earth makes it into the transition, into the gates. Okay? Earth is the guy that's got to make it into the gates, not any of us parasites. We're a fungus on this planet. It's this planet, Earth, that is the child of the solar system that is entering into the living gates. It's Earth, not us. We're a fungus. And family is showing up to do what family does in the cosmos. They see that the young one makes it into the living waters, because it's been quite some time since Earth has been through the living waters. This is not about us. This is about Earth. So I can't wait for family to get here. I can't wait. Thank you, dear, for blinking at me. Nothing seems to want to snap man out of it, so something's gonna. Yeah, inheritance fraud, probate fraud, trustee fraud, kidnapping, child trafficking, forged documents, false records, defamation, character assassination. It's all the crimes. It's all the crimes in the book. It's all the crimes in the book. It's amazing how, if you were to step on a corporation's toes, they'll have you for lunch. Yeah, that's right. Don't mess with a corporation. They'll have you for lunch. Meanwhile, the rest of those corporate controller creators, they think that they can just go ahead and steal anything that they want, like the divinity, like the genetic trade secret. No, you can't even, steal the Coca-Cola ingredients and you'll be fucked. Right. They think that they're going to get away with stealing the divinity, the code, my trade secret code, and my child, and my fetus, and use medical malpractice. I mean, they owe me trillions. That's the reason. Because they owe me trillions. So who's in the business of doing that kind of research? What kind of research, Allison? Genetic research, neurological research, curious about breeding children and trying to breed themselves into the divinity like a man needs to, because they lied about Jesus and they forged the story in the Bible, so they need to try to keep up their narrative. Who's in the business of that kind of research? Neural networks. Oh, Elon Musk comes to mind. He happens to come to mind when it comes to those IVF children. Yeah, he's got a harem of women that he's had bear children out of IVF. I wonder if he got his hands on my genes and thought that he could just mix them with his and see if they could turn it into a divine child. I wonder how many of my children are out there. I wonder how many people they've sold my genes to. Because they think they've got some rock solid contracts, and I'm telling you that they don't have shit. They not only don't have shit, they don't have money. They're going to jail if that's what it takes. Because we've got the days of Daniel that are over. We've got the gates that are coming up. And not everyone's going to make it. So we'll worry about prosecuting until after the fact. I'm not led to believe that there's going to be anybody left over that's going to be causing a problem on this planet, because that's what the purpose of passing through the gates is, entering into paradise, where new governance is going to be established, where there's going to be God's paradise, God's authority, and you're only going to make it into the gates if you're reigning with your Christ. No bad guy's going to make it in the gates. So I'm not worried about having to actually prosecute it. But if I had to, you better believe that that's why they're shitting in their pants. Because they owe me everything they've got and then some. All of them. The entire biotech industry, the military industry, the research institutions, all of them are frauds. And why would they do that, Allison? Because they're male-dominant creeps that are trying to insert themselves into the human genome. Remember, the Anunnakis talked about that a long time ago? They came here to make a slave race. Well, they're still in the process of doing that. They're just breeding themselves in. One abducted child raped after another. That's right. That's how they've been doing it. That's their story. That's their forged story in the holy word. They turned the female's story and they just swapped it out and then flipped it. They changed her into him. God created man, and out of his body came a baby. He delivers children. Right? They also changed it too. They changed everything. They flipped it. They swapped it. Then they flipped it. So they put himself where she was, where it was her throne, and then they flipped it so they could make her the Satan beast. But it's them. And they're the ones that are going, yeah, you guys aren't so very clever after all. Right, because they give you the concordance and nobody actually studies. Nobody does their own study. They just show up for church on Sunday and they think they should just believe it. Well, they're laughing at, you're being laughed at by your own churches. They know that you guys aren't doing your homework because you're letting them get away with just lying through their teeth. Way to go. So this has been the deceiver's domain. So just so you know, if you believe that holy word that they're telling you is inspired by God is true, well, then that would mean that this is paradise. This isn't God's domain, guys. Remember, God said, get out, go down there. You can be down there. This has been Satan's domain. So if it's Satan's domain, then I guess that means that the God that's inspiring them to think that it was God isn't God. It's Satan. Yeah, that's right. I wonder what could have given them a heads up. I don't know, maybe child sacrifice, maybe betrothing children at the age of 3, maybe blood ritual sacrifice. Maybe that would have given them a clue that it wasn't God. Well, if it didn't, it doesn't matter. It should now. That's Satan worship. War fighting, that's Satan worship. It's not God. Nobody wants to hear it though. Why is that? Because the forged story is what tickles the men's ears and tastes sweet on their tongue. And then there's the women that love to just be the submissive wife type. So they're all about it. They're all about praising the belief that God would be such a petty piece of shit, that God would send a divine child so that the divine child could be tortured to death so the sinners can keep sinning. Yeah, satanic. They'll teach their children that. Absolutely disgusting. People don't think. People don't think for themselves. Well, it's no surprise. I mean, man has forced woman to be his slave the whole entire time, and they just kill you if you're not obedient. They just kill you if you're not cooperative. That's all. And that's why I'm the one here that's going to break that chain. Because God protects me, and God's got me on mission, and I'm already victorious. We're just in the middle of this unfolding. But what's already been destined has already been destined and done. There's nothing they can do to stop it. So now we're inside the timeline, and I'm sitting here trying to give them the heads up. Do they listen? Nope. Do they even ask? No. They think they know everything. Yep. And they're going to get everywhere they want to get. Nowhere. That's where you end up. That's where you end up when you don't believe in God. Look at this. You believe in God? Nah, things just pop out of stuff. It's just nature. What do you mean, just nature? It's the same thing, ding dong. They don't like it. They need to be the most intelligent person in the room, but they don't realize it. They haven't even graduated into intelligent. That's what we're having to pass the toll gate for. If you don't pass the toll gate, you don't make it to intelligent. You make it to an animal that thought that he was. which totally defeats the whole purpose of the entire human history, that like man thinks he's forging some kind of, I don't know what he thinks he's forging, honestly. I don't think it makes any sense. How could they justify it if they're going to end up getting totally disintegrated here in the near future? Because they don't, what would it behoove them by considering information that's better off safe than sorry? I think it's because they've got an ego. Their ego prevents them from hearing it. They can't handle it for 5 seconds. They simply go from 0 to 1,000. They think that women are emotionally unstable. We're the ones that have had to. We've had to deal with it. You guys, on the other hand, haven't. You've had the so-called power, so now you guys are like little brats that can't handle it for 5 seconds. It's just the truth. I'm talking about mankind, not men. There's plenty of great men out there. I'm talking about mankind. The farty guy that's behind his cigar and his glass of scotch with his philosophers and his kiss your asshole attitude. Disgusting. And they're the ones that want to force everybody to stay stupid. They don't want to talk about quantum mechanics. Because they got to kiss Einstein's ass or something. I don't know. Doesn't do us any good, but that's because they're the ones that think that they're going to be in charge forever. They're vampires. Well, whatever the case may be, their time is up. God's kingdom is back. Whether they like it or not. I've offered them the opportunity because I've got a method of getting us all in the gates. That's right, their frequency could get fixed. And they could actually learn a lesson. They could actually get the graduation. They actually could. But they, again, like I told you, they can't handle it for 5 seconds. So because of their ego, they simply can't even understand that there's an offer on the table for them to fix their problem. And it's a big deal, because what happens if they don't make it? Well, they get disintegrated. They get to start back at the beginning. But meanwhile, while we're going through the second cycle of evolution before the second toll gate, when we get upgraded to light being, they get to watch us from the Planck length. They get to observe us having a grand old time. And then they get to start a brand new orbit all over again. And that's at least 230 million years, but it could be even more. So that doesn't sound like a fun time. That sounds like a big fat bummer. Have to start all over again. Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially because they're gonna end up at the same. They're gonna end up down the road in the same place they're in right now, and they're probably gonna even be farther down because they're gonna be inside, frustrated in their soul, and they're gonna think that they can get it again. You know, like, it's about to win. I guarantee it. I just need $50, mister. No. That's an addiction. And that's what these guys are. They're addicted to their belief that they're going to win, that they can turn it at the last second. It's insanity. Why would they do that to themselves? I think the answer is that they wouldn't. So there's a reason why they're not listening. And it's because they're possessed by demons. And what happens when you're possessed by a demon? Well, then you're not in charge of your situation. You're not able to snap out of it. You're not able to unplug it. You're unable to. So somebody has to come to your aid. If you're possessed by a demon. And who's possessed by demons? All of them. That's exactly what they've been working on for the last 9 years, is preempting themselves in the position of trying to prevent God's kingdom. They're trying to insert themselves as God. They already got everybody convinced that Satan is God, so that's good. And now they just need to what? Well, what they needed to do is to kill me. I'm the one here. I'm the one that God has sent in to heal this situation and to lead us into the paradise. That's what they tried to do. They keep trying to kill me. They thought it was going to be easy because just those humans are so easy to kill. You give them a diagnosis and they believe you. And they're dead in 6 months. Well, they underestimated God and they underestimated me. Ooh, I love that. It's so bright. Yeah, not a good. I mean, if you even talk to the religious people, here that believe the false religions, ask them if you should fuck with God, and they'll tell you not to fuck with God because they want you to be fearing God. Right, even though I know we're not supposed to fear God, but God isn't one to fuck with, so ask them if they should fuck with God, and their answer would be no. So why are they doing it? Because they're delusional. They're delusional. They believe that they're going to be in charge, and that's all there is to it. And they don't like the idea that it's not them. So they're like little brats that just want to kick and scream. Wow, that's awesome. So here's a second beach that definitely, I would say without a doubt, interdimensional ships are definitely coming into the purview. And now, is this projected from the sunlight? Absolutely it could. It could absolutely be projected in through the sunlight. That's how I do believe that they travel, is through inside the light beams and the center of like, the apertures, the suns. But this is a camera that's taken up, that's receiving this information, and within this information is detailed information that might be even, like I said, this is a shape-shifting kind of interdimensional information. It's in a medium like clouds and atmosphere, so it can easily change, and that's exactly why it looks the way that it does. But needless to say, it's intelligent. It certainly is, without a shadow of a doubt. We're the ones that make ourselves sound stupid when they keep talking about Atlas, even that space object that's headed this way with the tail towards the sun. It's being pulled towards the sun. Do we sound smart when we they keep talking about it like it's a comet? I guess that's because they don't have a name for the unknown, and they don't want to make the people think they don't know what they're talking about. They're like, Atlas has changed directions. Atlas has a tail that's being pulled towards the sun. Atlas now has nine objects like accompanying it, and they still talk about it like it's a comet. I'm just saying. I think if I was in the NASA, if I was one of those astronomers, I think I would tell them to stop it already. That they're embarrassing us. But that's why I'm supposed to be at the helm of that. They really need to contact me because I'm the one that has the connection to them. Anyway, I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I'm saying they need to call me. Ooh. Cool. Ooh. Whoa. It's like a spaceship wearing like a cloud as a hat. Like, nothing to see over here, folks. Never mind me, we're just wearing a hat that looks like a cloud. Mm. Do you see this? So we got this 2. I love it when you do that. I love it, I love it, I love it. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. What would you think if you saw a cloud like this? You'd probably feel it below you. You'd be like, huh. I'd be waving at them. That's what they're waiting for. They're looking for us to interact. Well, I'll do it. Ooh. Yeah. I love it when clouds look like that. You know, just nice afternoon clouds. Just real expressive. Super awesome. It's like the person, the therapist, the psychologist, whatever fucking mind manipulator that you want to talk about, that tries to say, like, if I was just... Actually, some people have come onto my page and tried to be like, so what are we looking at? Like, they're trying to be like conspiracy theorists, like, as if I'm going to be like, we're looking at this. No, I'm looking at the sky, jerkface. But, you know, they obviously haven't ever even looked at the sky. It's just that kind of insanity. There's no such thing as experts. Those are curated, indoctrinated, you know, narrative repeaters. It's just the truth, you guys. And the thing is that so much of the world, it's like 9 out of 10 people are followers, if not 90 out of 100. Well, that's the same thing. It's more than that. It's like 98 out of 100 are followers. So everybody is in the frame of mind of, you know, go along to get along. And that's exactly why the world is the way that it is. And you don't want that to be the future that we live in. So why would everybody go along with it? Well, I'll tell you, it's because we don't have somebody leading us saying, follow me, I know which direction we got to go. But God didn't abandon us. God gave us that person. It's just the pieces of shit don't want the people to find out about it. So if the people aren't demanding better, then they're not going to get better. So what we need to do is get the word out there that I'm here. Let the word go viral. Let me deal with the heat. That's what I'm here to do. And I'm here to question all of them. I'm here to do what needs to be done. End all the fuckery, end all the bullshit, end all the unfair conditions, end all of it, and start a brand new. We're at the toll gate, guys. We have to graduate being intelligent. There's no time for business as usual. There's no time for getting along because you're going along. There's no time for it. As far as I know, God has walked me through the days of Daniel. They are over, and we are now in the final 9th degree, the 234 days. So according to my calculations, since the story is about my daughter and I trying to have one another, but we've been separated from one another, like mothers and children have been raped and pillaged the whole entire time, and the story is talking about us and our desire to be with one another, not be ripped apart from each other. Isaiah 48 talks about it to a T, what I'm dealing with family. So it could very well be just the day of my Lord. The day of my Lord. She's the one that's saving the world. She's the Jesus. But it's Jesus. She and I have been here before. That's why we're here now. So it's amazing. Everybody wants to pretend they believe in God, but nobody wants